Hello and welcome back to the Astro League podcast. Obviously, so we were here last week and the week before that, bringing you some hopefully exciting and fun information, a little bit of jokes, and some maybe analysis if we can get Toasty's brain working. Obviously, I am EKO. I'm your host as usual, and with me we have these four amazing people that we had last week as well. So it's the same group of people. You know everyone, hopefully, as I'm assuming you probably watched last week. But we will start off introducing ourselves. We'll go up to Magic first. Oh, that side.
Hello, everyone. I'm Magic. I'm commentator. I'm new here. Hello.
Not awkward at all. Thanks, Magic.
No.
HEKS, go on.
Hi, I'm HEKS. I am a new caster. And I am also an administrator, and I'm a manager, so I do a few things.
Yeah, kind of jack of all trades going on here. Then we've got Moon and
Very
Moon's
cool.
beautiful cat.
I feel like I should intro the cat first.
Yeah, probably.
This is Humbug. He should have died like 5 weeks ago.
Oh.
Okay, anyway, I'm Moon. I'm manager for Sailor Moon, and I also am head of GFX for Astro League.
Alrighty-o. Yeah, I'm Toasty, and I don't know what to say after that absolute bombshell that just dropped on us, so yeah, hi, I'm Toasty.
Ew.
I can't match up to that level of, whatever that was.
Of just pure what?
Yeah.
Is your cat okay?
Shock
Like,
factor.
before we go on with the actual podcast, is your cat okay?
Yeah, he had like a tumor or something, but then it just like
Aw.
disappeared. And he's
Well,
fine.
no, they thought it was, but they said he had like a week to live, like 2
Yeah.
months ago. So
Right.
So, yeah, this is
Yeah,
fine.
and
It's
I-
a miracle
and
cat.
now the so-called tumor's gone away as well, so we don't really know what's going
Look how
on.
happy he is, though. So
I mean, that's good.
As long as he's
I guess.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on from Cat being okay, and quick intro to everyone. I'm EKO. I'm a caster. I'm a host here. I do some hosting as well, and basically, so we're gonna jump straight into it. We've had 3 games this week, as we had before, and I'm just gonna start it off like this. I don't think this week went how anyone expected. I think it's the only way we can introduce this, right? I don't think there is another way of saying it. This week has been chaotic in the Astro League. It's been a lot of fun to cast. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of for sure. But for all of us involved, it's been very unexpected. We started off the week with Moon, your team, Sailor Moon, against Golden Academy. Do you want to
Yeah.
give us a quick lowdown on how that went for them?
Well, we were predicted to 2-0 against Gordon, and instead we got 2-0'd. So that is unexpected and interesting.
Yes, that was fun to cast. To be fair.
Okay, I'm glad you had fun casting it at least.
Oh yeah, HEKS, that was your first, that was your first proper Valorant cast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
was, and
What
it was
did
a
you
good
think of the
game.
game then?
I mean, obviously, I was kind of focusing more on my casting as like a new caster. But you know, I still was kind of watching the game. Obviously.
I hope so.
And I mean, I can't remember it super clearly because obviously it was quite a while ago. But from what I remember, I remember that Fish did really well, and I remember that Feinegg did also pretty decently, and Luigi as well, but they just weren't enough.
No,
Like,
we got dominated. Is it by Lands?
yeah, Lance
Yeah,
just went
Lands is
absolutely
literally
crazy.
he's such a good player, and I just don't think we were prepared for it at all.
Yeah, they were
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely ridiculous.
we talked about this, I think, last week, right? Lands is just an extremely good player, and you've always got to watch out for them. Even like on Golden Academy, they didn't do too great, I think, in their first week, right? But Lands is just always the kind of player that can just kind of pop off and, well, do what they did in that match. Unfortunately, against you, that was a 2-0. I don't think we said, but it was a 2-0 against
Hey, you
Sailor
don't need
Moon
to
from
keep
Golden
saying
Academy.
it.
I don't think we said it was a 2-0 yet.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay, there we
And
go.
also, we need to remember that Lanz is a player that Vivek just gave away pretty much for free
Right.
Yeah.
for Keon, who was not playing as expected in their game.
Well, we'll talk about Keon in just a little bit
Yeah.
anyway. That wasn't the next map of the week. The next map of the week, HEKS with your team, and unfortunately for the rest of us, come out on top of Phoenix Ignite with a 2-1 victory. Do you want to do your smug little talk here, HEKS?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not even that smug because it went very, very differently to how we expected it. Because I mean, pretty much when the game started, Carl Carl decided that he didn't want to be the manager anymore, and he was like, find a few subs, and then the 3 players dono-walled me, so I had to find 3 subs in like 15 minutes.
Oh.
And I ended up getting Hank Schrader, the immortal player, subbing in for a gold player.
Oh my.
So yeah, so that's why that happened. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think we could have probably got a 2-0, but what happened in the end was we went into Fracture way too confident, and Hank
Yeah.
Schrader just hard dominated it. And we did
Yeah.
not expect Hank Schrader to play as well as he did on Fracture, and obviously we got like 13-2'd.
Yeah,
I mean,
But
that's when he
it's-
pulled out Reyna, right? And like
Yeah.
just completely started popping off.
It's Hank Schrader.
then-
You can't expect anything else, right? Surely.
Yeah, and I want to mention as well, in regards to those subs that happened, I can confirm that I was there in the live chat talking to Carl, like, what the hell is going on? Why are there 3 subs and one of them is like on a different team? And I'm like, yeah, exactly, right. I can't remember who the subs were. I would have to go back and check, but it was Akid, DJ Hammer, and
DJ
Hank.
Hammond,
Yeah. So like those were some weird subs, and then obviously Phoenix Ignite didn't quite win out the series, but to be fair, it was a close affair. I mean, probably mostly because of Hank Schrader.
Yeah, I feel like it was, but I mean, Icebox. I was so proud of how we played in Icebox. Like,
Oh, it was so clean.
yeah. I after that map, I went into VC and I was like to those guys, like, well done, guys. You just, like, you popped off so much. I mean, I feel like because on attack, they were a bit like iffy. Like they weren't too sure what was going on, and they were a bit unsure. But then when they went on defense, they just did not stop. It was really, really great.
Magic, you casted that game, right? Do you want to talk us through what you spotted going on there?
Yeah, no, it was a crazy affair, to be honest. Especially, I was not expecting the Breeze pick to come out and work so well, especially just knowing how Hank Schrader can be with the Jet, but they went back and forth on that first half, and then all of a sudden, just like out of nowhere, they just completely walled in Phoenix Ignite. And even the pop-off potential of Hank Schrader and Akin, who was playing pretty well, like, it just seemed like they couldn't break through.
Yeah.
I mean, like, sorry, Hex, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like, I don't know if it's common, but what I found with my team is in the first half we're just completely weird, and then in the second half we just tend to pop off. Because I remember that who was it? I think it was Slaps, and or I think he might have still been under the gamer tag of tens at that point.
Yeah.
You guys both just clicked on negative at the same time.
We're in sync. Like, this is why we're a good caster duo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Slaps. I think he was going pretty negative at the start, KD wise, and then by the end he was going like 25 and 13 or something, which is just ridiculous to go for such a big switch from one half to the other.
Yeah,
Second
I
half
mean,
team.
like, Phoenix Ignite, obviously with 3 subs, you've got one of the probably most hyped up players in the entire league, right, in Hank. But as we've seen time and time again from these teams, and we see this as well in the next one we're going to talk about, no matter how many good pop-off players you have, if your team coordination isn't there, which it's not going to be with 3 ringers, to be honest. Like, imagine to win a map like that is really powerful with such an unsynchronized team. You just can't win if you don't have that coordination, if you don't have that teamwork, all of that communication that you really need to lock down. And moving on to the final map, the final game, sorry, that happened this week. Toasty, this was something, right?
It was something, alright, I'll tell you that much. It took my socks off, I'll tell you that much, right? I mean, mostly because of the heat in the UK, but also the heat of, Victus getting absolutely steamrolled into the flipping basalt of the Appalachian Mountains or something. Are the Appalachian Mountains a basalt place? I don't know. Anyway, there's some analogy to be made there, and I just couldn't find it, and basically, it was a steamroll, right? Vayvictus got 13-0'd on Ascent, which we'll go into a bit more detail on later. And the preceding map was a bit closer, 13-5, but that is still, iffy.
I mean, like when you're saying 13-5 is the closest of the two maps, that's yeah, like it's just sad. It's just a little bit disappointing, I think, for Vayvictus, because obviously Hank Schrader is on that team, right? And we've got Keon, who got traded for Lands as well, who went from a team that didn't perform too great onto another team that has now onto a team that was performing okay, and now they're performing terribly.
Yeah.
To put it perfectly honest, right? They just did not perform as a team in that map, and it's just one of those things where you feel a bit bad for Keon, because I still really believe in their play, especially on that Sky. They weren't playing Sky for Vayvictus, but when they were playing Sky on Golden Academy, they were doing some good work. So it's one of those things where I wish that we got to see them do that a little bit more. A little bit unfortunate, but some beautiful play, as we're going to see on Ascent. Let's get the feature map now, Toasty.
I actually just wanted to say that I was talking to Carl and DJ about this the other day, and what DJ did is he accidentally drafted 4 IGLs for his team.
What?
Right? Yeah. So he drafted 4 players that wanted to IGL without knowing it, because he had no idea. And then they went in, and the comms and the communication was just a complete mess, because
They all
everyone
want to
was
be in
trying to
charge.
get exactly.
a
Everyone was
DJ
trying to get everyone
moment.
else to do
See,
their own thing.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I said this in like one of our admin channels earlier, but like, this is what happens when like DJ manages a team. Like, you're gonna get situations like this. DJ's a Papega at the best of times.
And that's why they gave away lands. That's why they gave away lands for Keon, and because Keon wasn't an IGL. And I mean, I personally prefer to have my initiators as an IGL. I mean, I feel like it's normally like initiators or smokes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, so obviously they had a duelist, 2 duelists actually as IGLs, Hank Schrader, and I feel like that's another reason why they did well with Phoenix Ignite, because of Hank Schrader's like great IGL potential. But anyway, so that's why I had to give away lands, and they went from being a team with 2 immortals to a team that get 13-0'd, right? Like,
yeah.
Like,
It's like 100 Thieves.
Toast. I mean, it was on the same map as well, right? Let's bring up this Ascent map that was the 13-0. And so Haven, like we said, was the 13-5. There was a lot more good moments coming out from Vayvictus on that map specifically. So Toast and I were the casters, as you can see from here.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can skip past us talking for a while. No, maybe...
It's only like 5 seconds, don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we go into this map, and we have... I mean, we see a pretty good team comp, I feel like, coming out from both sides, except for one crucial thing that we're lacking on Ascent, right? We're lacking a Sova.
Yes, lacking a Sova. Yeah, we agree. Yeah. 5-head. Yep. Yep, Sova.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially on attack.
And also, I was going to say as well that for the side of Vayvictus, I would prefer having like something like a Cypher or like a Sage as opposed to a Killjoy. And obviously Killjoy is decent on Ascent because you have the lineups. But I feel like Sage can be much more impactful.
Honestly,
Especially on offense.
I can see the Sage, especially for offense, right? But the Killjoy on both offense and defense with the lockdowns, if your Killjoy is someone that can pop off, and I mean, it is DJ Ham, so no comment. But but like, if it's someone that can pop off, you want to get those lockdowns as soon as possible. You almost always put your ult orbs onto a Killjoy, right? Because on Ascent, you have on both sides perfect places for the lockdowns on both attack and defense, which we were just missing out here.
Yeah, I just heard a knock on the door. I think that was HEKS.
Yeah, that was HEKS.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this is honestly like this game was just weird, like for me to have to cast because I didn't expect it to be a 13-0, but like I figured like for me personally, like I needed Vayvictus to win this map. I needed them to not drop any maps, right? We'll come on to that later, but yeah, like this was just a weird game. There were some weird plays from Vayvictus. You can see how split they were here as well. You had some of them pushing through mid, some of them pushing onto B, and yeah, that's usually good, but without the information gathering tools, not really.
Yeah, like you can expect people like Hank and like Connor, right, to pop off as like so much, and we see that. Like as soon as Hank takes a duel, okay, they don't win that single one, but that's just bad timing.
Yeah.
But like they usually win their duels, they're 1v1s. So as we said before, Toasty 70-30s, right? And Connor is the same kind of thing. We see Connor do so well trying to drag the rest of Victus up as much as they can. And I mean, I've just got like Toasty, we said this before and on the podcast on this stream as well, right? T.
Oh god. Yeah, I mean, Magic, you want to go on? Because, like, I talked enough about T.
This was the quantum quasars that I was expecting last week, and
Yeah.
it's really unfortunate they ended up having subs and whatnot last week and everything, and couldn't like play to their fullest potential. But this is them at their peak, because they're moving together, they're playing off of each other's angles, they're making sure they get refrags, and like just the powerhouses that you have on quantum quasars can do so well together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even that they completely dominated Vevictus every round. There were rounds, like especially in that first round, where Vevictus had a man advantage, where they had a good rotation and everything. But for whatever reason, T ends up getting like a good duel. Symmetrize ends up getting like a clean like peek off of one another player. Like Sova Dart ends up hitting the right spot, and Nair is able to capitalize off of it. And it's just those individual plays that can turn around a match.
Yeah.
But it ended up turning it around every single time.
And I want to mention as well, talking about, like, good peaks, right? Because that was, like, a really important part of this game. Not just the fact that, like, oh, Quantum Quasars, they're popping off, they're taking these, great duels and they're getting kills. But it's also that, like, the timing of their peaks is bloody brilliant. Like, I'm not sure how they do it, but, like, EKO, I said this on the cast at some point. There was a situation, I think it was in A3, where Nines just absolutely baited everyone in.
Look at this, though. Like, this was also
And this,
so
too.
perfect.
This was great. Yeah, stuff like this. This is what they've been pulling off, and it went brilliantly. Like, that's a 2-for-2 trade, but that benefits the defenders because then they know that they're going to A-rush it.
And then, and look who you've got on site, looking down the site.
Yeah.
It's
like
Yusuf.
a Cypher.
Yeah, a Cypher locking down the site, especially when it's Yusuf, who is one of the fan favorites. Like, anytime you see Yusuf is playing, just go look at the Twitch chat. Like, everyone loves Yusuf. Like, you just can't look at this perfect usage of like everything.
Honestly. I think Quantum Quasars, like, offer just the back of this game. Like, I know Vevictus, didn't play the greatest either, but, like, off the back of this, I think this is going to be scary for, like, Sailor Moon coming into next week as well, because they're against Sailor Moon.
We've already played Quantum.
Have you?
You're
not against
it was first week.
It's Summit versus Quantum. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not worried.
Really?
No.
After all this?
Yeah. I trust my team.
Magic's nodding his head as well.
We'll get into it later, but I am
but yeah, no. I just wanted to say as well, like, I feel like one big reason, obviously except from T, that Quantum managed to win this game was Symmetrize and Era just played so well. I mean, like, you can see from the way they play, they are both incredible players. Like, just from their movement, the way they strafe, the way they peak, you can see they are just, like, such high-level players.
Bro, Era with the Hunter's Furies was absolutely insane. The Hunter Fury usage was great, not just for, like, the kills they were getting, but, like, the zoning as well, scouting everyone out. It was absolutely brilliant.
And one more thing, like, I don't know if we're going to see this round or not, but there was one round where Yusuf literally stayed on a camera the entire time while everyone was pushing in and just had teammates peeking around them so that they couldn't shoot down the camera. It was like one of the best Cypher plays I've ever seen, just to be that patient and stay on the camera and just keep putting out darts. It was awesome.
I think this comes back to the point we were saying earlier, right? Where you can have players, Vevictus, you've got Connor, you've got Hank, you've got people that should be able to pop off. But if the team coordination is not there, on the other side, you've got players that can pop off, but you've got the team coordination that is just locking down the sites, the anchoring, the perfect play, like shutting off this entire site. Look at the map control. Like, it's just impossible. Like, and where's that Omen smoke? Why is there an Omen smoke over in B?
Oh my god, there is.
Why did they just smoke that?
I guess it's to fake him out.
But they heard them. They knew exactly where everyone was because T was in mid. They had the map control.
Yeah, and this is something you were saying earlier on in Echo. I think this was before like the podcast started, but like you were talking about Funny Sage and how they were playing, and you know, let's not go into too much detail on like specific players, but like Funny Sage was, I had some interesting moments. We'll say it that.
Yeah, and I also wanted to mention, I think it might come a little bit later than here. Oh, that player is so nice. I think it comes a little bit later, but there was a point when Nines was camping wine. And I think a dog got put out from Crispy, and Crispy just did not check.
Didn't scout it,
wine.
yeah. I remember
and then
that.
I think Nines got like 1 kill and got someone down to like 20 HP with it. And it's just like that's the kind of ratty plays that we love to see from Quantum. And that's what people need to watch out for because it's so powerful.
Yeah, that you mentioned that like weeks ago, Hex. You were like, oh yeah, Quantum Quasars in scrims have been playing hella ratty, and then we were like, okay, we don't believe you because the first week it wasn't too prominent, but then it comes into this week and it's like, oh, they're taking these massive mid flanks, they're taking these hard lurks, they're taking these wine, you know, rotations,
Look
and
how
it's like
aggressive they're pushing up in mid.
That's what I'm saying. The mid rotations, like, there's no contest.
It's so frustrating to play against as well because like you feel so, especially when someone has an op consistently throughout the entire game, you feel so helpless.
Yeah.
Like I mean, look at that. Like they can't do. I mean, okay, well they just did something, but that was awful timing. But they can't do anything.
Yeah, and so I actually have a question for Moon specifically, right? As part of the draft, you came in before Quantum Quasars got their first pick, which meant you had a lot of picks before they managed to get half of their players. They picked Sin up first, obviously, right? And T second. But what was the reasoning? Like, were people just not looking at these players? So T's only gold. Is this one of the reasons why people weren't looking at some of these players before in the draft?
Honestly, not a question for me. When we were actually drafting, I ended up leaving.
Okay.
Who drafted?
Good to know. Good to
I had
know.
the panic attack.
Was it Meadow?
Okay, but
No,
like,
it
but
was,
who drafted?
Phoenix and Hex took charge of that one.
Yes. Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
so
and then
Hex drafted for Sailor Moon? What?
And then I had to leave, and then Carl drafted like the last 4 players.
What? What
But
is
to be
this?
honest, the whole reason about that is that I was kind of thrown in blindly to the drafting. Like I wasn't told much about the league, to be honest. But I mean, eventually now,
as a non-Valorant player, it was.
I'm at a point now where I definitely understand the game more and I understand the players more. So I think
We all do.
next season, for sure.
Yeah, because
next
this
season.
is like so. This idea was inspired from an Overwatch league, like to make a draft league from an Overwatch league called League Zero, right? And one of the things that I loved about that league, because I participated in for 1 season, and one of the things I loved was you come into a new season and there are players that are still there, and everyone knows those players, and everyone's looking out for them, and it's just like it's so exciting.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at
it's like a
some nines as
community.
well.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
this is
exactly what we were
This was
talking
like-
about.
Yeah.
Like, they just sit there and spray him down, and they get damaged through. Yusuf holds down the
this shot
site,
from
and
Yusuf.
yeah, it's great. Yusuf's use of like the cams, like you said before Echo, was absolutely
here it
brilliant
is.
this entire time through. Like, just
Here it is.
sitting here with the cam on, in hell, scouting everyone out, like...
On 8 health, by the way.
Look at that. They're still in camp.
They're still in cam. That's what I'm saying.
But it gives you information because,
Yeah,
like,
it's
it pops
perfect.
up on the minimap as well. You can see where they are at all times.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, obviously, we now know that coming into the a future draft, if you have people like Yusef, people like T, people like I mean, honestly, all of these players on Quantum Quasar, all of them for me would be probably first or second pick if I was drafting. I think.
I'm honestly surprised that Victus didn't make this closer though with Hank and Connor. Those 2 players are playing well. Kudos to them. Fair.
They were, and like we saw them do a little bit better on Ascent, right? Oh no, on Haven. Sorry, this is Ascent. And we saw Connor have some big moments here, like a lot of moments where they were kind of sneaking in, doing some lurks, getting some nice kills when they could, but it just, yeah, it wasn't always working out for them.
Oh yeah, I want to. Yeah, this is kind of stuff that T was doing. Obviously, it doesn't work out there, but like that's the kind of peaks T was making. Just knowing that the enemy team aren't going to think they're pushing through an omen smoke in mid main, and it's, they just walk out, try and get a kill. Didn't work out there, but it was happening the entire time. Was it this game as well, Echo, where there was like a double collateral kill that T had on Cat?
It was
like
Cat.
like how lucky do you get? Like I'm not an external locus control guy, but like that is luck.
That was.
I mean,
like,
also
someone
don't
was in
line
the
up.
smoke. The second person was in the smoke.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even know.
Toast, did you say I'm not an external locus
But because external locus control people believe that luck is a thing, okay?
No, I
Had to
know
get
an
my
external
psychology
locus-
reference in there
I'm
somewhere,
a psychology
man.
A-level student as well.
Look at
Exactly.
Yusuf again.
I
Look
have
at
to get a reference
Yusuf.
in there somewhere, man.
Like, and so this is one of the things. Yusuf was so good, and DJ had managed to get the spike down, but can't really do much with it. But Yusuf again, slowing everyone down, getting 2 kills on site, get traded out eventually. But they switch sites. Yusuf has lineups for one ways on both sites.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you play against that? Some managers, right? Actually, no, Hex, I'm going straight down to you with this. You said that you're not worried for your game here. How are you not worried? How do you think? How do you think you're going to push onto a site?
I mean, obviously, I'm not like some sort of crazy Valorant player, but I know my
Got
team,
that right.
and I know that they will counter whatever they come up against, and I have enough trust in them to know that people like Zucchini will find a way of countering Symmetrise and find a way of countering Yusuf, and I know that Titan, or sorry, Navish Park, will figure out how to get Yusuf down and how to counter someone like Nines. And I mean, like, we've scrimmed against them before, and their ratty tactics just did not work against us.
Hex, is it your team that does your team have both Sukehiro and Navishbook, or is it just Navishbook?
It's just Navish Park.
Okay, for some reason I thought Sukehiro was on it, and it was like the old European Thunder Core or
Yeah,
something.
no, it's because Sukehiro sub thrust once at one time
right.
in a game because we didn't have an initiator.
I was gonna say, because that would be cool if it was like the old, European Thunder Core that got.
Oh
like...
yeah, no. Navish Park wanted me to try and get Carl to give me Sukehiro, but obviously it did not work.
I mean, Sukehiro pops off all the time. I mean, it's unrelated to the game that's happening right now, but like Sukehiro is a godlike player for a silver.
Yeah, for sure. No, he's very, and his IGL is so good as well.
Yeah, so I guess that's why you're not. Well, I mean, he's not on your team, but like, Navish Puck rather is why you're not scared of Quantum Quasars, which you should be.
I mean, it's a mix of everyone, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
I mean, look at Slaps. Slaps is just ridiculous.
I didn't see
who
Slaps
slaps?
pop off that much.
Oh, here we go. Kala.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, there was a point where Slaps got. I mean, this is kind of lucky, but Slaps like shot through smokes and got a clean hit onto Hank.
Yeah.
And also, I can prove you how good we are because when we were playing against Phoenix Knight, DJ was messaging Carl screaming, saying, "What the hell? How are they reading us so nicely?" Like, he was just like getting so mad because we were just reading their movement perfectly. But
Were you
anyway,
in chat saying help sewers?
I was not.
Does anyone know that reference to TSM?
Yeah. We all do.
Good.
Don't worry.
Just making sure.
Yes.
I make that reference at least once per cast. I couldn't in this because there was no sewers on Haven or Ascent, but like,
That Haven there is people. So people call a short sewers.
What? It's just call it a short. What the hell?
It's
Well,
also
they call it
sewers.
A-shot. Why is it sewers?
Because
Yeah.
it goes down.
Oh,
Yeah?
okay.
But like,
rampant sewers now.
But anyway,
that's so
moving on,
dumb.
Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, I feel like there's not much more we can talk about this map.
No.
I'm
we
gonna be
can
honest.
watch it play out if you want, because I just want to see it play out.
I mean, it's a pretty short map. So...
Oh yeah, I mentioned this before. The shortness of this map is like it was like 22 minutes, and because we sped up to 1.5 times, it's like 15 minutes long. On like we've just done a 15-minute segment because like this map was that quick.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
No, I mean, we're recording this. We started recording it at 6:30 for my time, and at 6 o'clock I was like, "Oh, I haven't watched that game. I'll go watch it real quick." And I had time.
We've been recording for 44 minutes right now.
And we've almost finished watching this map. Like it.
Yeah, insanity.
It was just a very quick one, and they like it's like I remember on Haven, right? They Victus in their final round that they basically had to win. They couldn't full buy. At least they can full buy in this final. Mostly full buy other than some shields. But I do want to commend again Hank and Connor because they played really well in the situation they were in, and I do think as well that Crispy played pretty good. I like Crispy Sky. I preferred Keon's, I think, but Crispy pops off. Crispy gets shots. Crispy knows what they're doing when they get to the game, and they can do things like that. Like that was really nice. Like this looked like one of those rounds where they could have potentially won.
Right, yeah, and in a different situation, this play ends up being the turning point, right?
Yeah, exactly right. But you're up against 9s. Like,
Oh.
if you miss a shot, you're dead. Like,
Yeah.
Part of me was so hopeful that would be like the start
Yeah,
of a comeback,
same.
and I was like,
I
that's
mean,
a
I was
shame.
hoping for myself anyway, because I was like, I don't want to cast like 40 minutes of games. I want to cast like an hour and a half of games on a Sunday night. But, you know.
That's fair. That is fair.
And
It's impressive how thoroughly they dismantled. Like, I don't think that we're going to see another 13-0 in League. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, so this was actually, we didn't even mention this at the start. This was our game of the week. We expected, as a podcast, we voted on this last week, right?
Wait, what?
This was going to be the most impactful, and this was going to be the most important and close game of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well.
do agree, but I, you know.
Okay, but that's because, yeah.
Since you've got the big brain.
I did
Oh,
end up
the knife
agreeing.
kill.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
cool.
insane, to be fair.
You were so mad.
But yeah, like the fact that we thought this was going to be such a close game, and it's definitely impactful. I think we've now seen which team definitely needs the most work to be able to improve. But
It's not like each round was like, oh, we just like five men up. Like, there were a lot of rounds that came down to clutch situations.
Yeah, and that would like it wasn't a close game. Like it seems like wait no, it was a close game. It seems like it wasn't, but like every round individually was reasonably close.
Had a reasonable margin of error.
Yeah.
It's just that the clutch factor of Quantum Quasars was just too good.
Like
I
they
mean,
were
honestly, though,
I wouldn't
as
say
the
it's
first
close.
team to play against Quasar, it was really quite unexpected because, like I said, we should have taken our second map like way sooner than we did. But I think that's because I did reinstate with my team that they are ratty.
Yeah.
So we kind of had the advantage, and obviously they've gone on to play even more ratty, as we've seen.
Yeah. And as well, who is it that just said that was a close game?
well, no,
that was
I
Magic
know,
and HEKS, so both agreed on that.
no, I didn't say it was a
What?
close game. I
I
said
didn't
How
say it
is-
was close.
Well, I mean,
each individual round was close in and of itself. But
Well,
the
no,
game
but, like,
obviously wasn't close.
It's a 13-0. I mean,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a hard, like, flawless round every single round.
I mean,
But also,
in some
like-
it was.
In some it was, and I
in
genuinely
a
don't
few.
think I don't think half the rounds were close. I think half of the rounds look like, you know, there was a potential advantage. I think there were probably 4 or 5 rounds on Ascent where I was really like, this could be it. Maybe 4 or 5 rounds out of 13.
But I feel like if Vivictus had been like a little bit better, they could have been able to find a comeback somewhere.
But better for them is something that isn't a little bit, right? Better for them is team coordination, communication. It's these things
Yeah.
that you can't just be a little bit better at. Like, you can't just get a tiny bit better at communication. It doesn't work like that, right? You need to be good. You need to have communication. I selfishly want to listen to their comms, right?
Yeah.
Just to see what's going on. But Toasty, what's that?
Sorry,
you've
I
managed
got
to-
Yeah,
distracted.
You already know what it is. You
Oh,
already
yeah,
know what it is.
We know what it is.
Yes.
So I'm going to bring this ahead just to explain exactly what Toasty is doing here, as you're going to start eating them now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat one per segment, so...
One per
Okay.
segment.
So
Okay,
we're going into a new
before we
segment
move on
now,
to
so I'll
the
do
next
one
segment-
now.
Oh, like,
Toasty.
I can feel the sour taste in my mouth right now.
Yeah,
I love
I can
sour stuff.
smell it.
Wait,
Toasty, do you want to explain what you're doing here?
So basically, because I predicted the Vivictus with 2-0, which was horribly wrong in terms of predictions, I now have to eat a toxic waste on every segment of the podcast. Obviously, I haven't done the previous two because they just arrived, but...
And what else did we agree on?
What?
The-
Oh, I have
the
to change my
profile
I have to
picture.
change my Twitter profile picture to the funny
Yeah.
podcast picture from last
yes,
week.
you do.
you're welcome.
Wait, let me see if I can pull it up. Is it this one?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's that one. So I have to change it to that for a week. But anyway, okay, what flavor should I do for this segment then?
What flavors are there? I haven't had toxic waste. in like 6
We've
years.
got blue raspberry, lemon,
Oh, blue
apple,
raspberry.
watermelon,
Yeah.
black cherry.
Blue raspberry.
No,
Blue
apple.
No, blue raspberry's gonna be.
Echo?
Yeah, but
Mediate?
Blue raspberry.
Blue
Blue
raspberry?
oh,
Yeah.
come on.
I
Blue
Yeah.
raspberry's superior.
I'm
Yeah, but
gonna eat
apple's
this.
sour. Apple's more sour.
Do you
Yeah, but,
think so?
but we have multiple segments for Toasty to eat them in.
Yeah,
It's
I can do like a bunch, but oh.
Okay, right.
I wish
Okay,
I had
so-
something
Yeah.
sour now.
What do you mean you
Yeah,
wish
same.
you had something sour? What?
Yeah,
I
wanna
love
eat
sour
like-
things.
Yeah, I want to
How?
eat. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
wish I had like
I
sour.
checked my
Sour
sweet
Patch
box
Kids
just
or
then
something.
because I wanted
Yeah.
something sour.
Oh,
Why
it
would
smells
you
so.
do?
Sweet box.
Okay, here we go.
Go
So
on,
yeah, I'm
I
gonna
can
get
taste
close
the
so you can
sour
back
in my
up, right?
mouth.
It's here.
it's making my mouth water. I want one.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, and now so we're gonna move on to the player of the previous week. Toasty, you gotta keep that in your mouth.
Oh.
Okay, you don't have to.
It's still in my mouth. It's still in my mouth.
Oh
Oh,
my
you've really
God.
tempted me to go get some. I have a shop right next door,
No way.
Well, we're
and they
busy
sell
right
cups
now,
of
Moon.
please.
Oh.
Put it in my head.
Okay, so player of the week, everyone. Whilst we're reacting to Toasty doing all of this. So
I
player of the
feel
week. We did
so
this last week as well, right? We went through the players in the teams that played in the last week,
Okay.
and we kind of chose each person, each of us on the broadcast.
It's worn off
chose
now.
one person. Well done, Toasty. You made it through. So I'm going to come to you first.
That was actually very difficult for you, Toasty. I'm proud of you.
Bro, shut up, HEKS. That's so condescending.
I know.
You did really well.
The
Toasty.
aftertaste is still sour though.
Yeah.
So Toasty, who's your player of the week? Maybe this will distract you enough to.
I just swallowed it whole. Oh. I accidentally swallowed it whole while inhaling.
Oh my god.
Good luck to your stomach, I guess.
Wow.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. And like
One
about
of
this
those
anymore.
every segment. Ugh.
Only
Okay.
a few more segments. You got this.
Yeah. What's your question?
So player of the week.
From this week.
No, from next week.
Oh, no, from this week. Remember?
Yeah.
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 That's
Okay.
the point.
Yeah. Listen, I
You
just
put a
suffered.
tone
Okay.
Indicator.
Yeah, you need the tone indicators, honestly. Can I give 2?
Go right ahead.
What?
I said go right ahead.
Oh, okay. You said it in a
What
weird
accent?
accent.
What
I don't
accent was
know.
that?
Let's
Well,
go. Let's
First thing that
go.
came to mind.
Number 1, Yusuf. Number 2, T.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think that's
mean,
just
so-
my like based opinion.
I'm gonna go next because I was saying Yusuf. Like I think
Yeah.
Yusuf deserves it. Like Yusuf's just power that we saw on Cypher just locked down the entire site. No way for anyone to do anything around them. Like it just Yusuf. Magic. What about you?
So I'm gonna go with Lands because like bringing Golden Academy back from what we saw the previous week into the state that they're in now, like that's an impactful player.
Did you see anything specific from them that you really want to kind of like call out, or was it just their?
I wasn't
play.
watching that game super closely, but just everything that I saw about their play was on point and brought them to that victory. Like the little things on the information that they gave away, like, and the amount of good peaks that they had were just immaculate.
Well, there we go. I mean, I think Lands is a pretty good vote as well. But HEKS, what about you?
So I'm actually gonna mix it up a little bit and go with Symmetrize. Because I mean, like obviously they weren't like the biggest from like the perspective of the kind of way they kind of went with the team, but I feel like as an individual player, they just shine so much. And then my second player of the week is gonna wait. Are we all giving 2?
No, that's just Toasty.
Yeah, it's just me because I'm indecisive, honestly.
Alright, fair enough. Fine. Yeah, I zoned out a little bit, but yeah. So Symmetrize.
And Moon, what about you?
I'm also gonna go with Lands. I just feel like honestly he was constantly one step ahead. Especially one step ahead of Fish. I mean it was a great sort of duel between those two, I suppose. And it was fun to watch, but definitely just one step ahead.
Not the kind of thing you really want to be on the receiving end of anyway, right?
No.
Cool, perfect. So I mean, we have 2 votes for Lands and 2 votes for Yusef, essentially. So is everyone down for just saying, because Toasty suddenly decided that we're going to have 2 players of the week for him, we have 2 players of the week as a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, sure. Why not? Lands and Yusuf it
There we
is.
This is your
Yeah.
doing, Toasty.
Yeah, this is because of you and
No,
and
because I'm indecisive. You guys aren't indecisive.
I am.
Yes, we're
Oh
decisive
my
because of
gosh.
your indecisiveness.
Right. Okay. I see how it is. It's like contagious. Yeah.
I feel like it's more like in comparison we're not indecisive.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because I'm
No,
pretty
I am
indecisive.
so indecisive.
Yeah.
I mean, we got that by the fact you didn't do your own draft, so
Hmm.
No, I'm just anxious.
Yeah. That is fair. To be fair. Yeah.
No,
I
but
mean,
like when me and Sam, like Samurai, the manager for Quantum, whenever we try and queue to play, I'm like, do you want to play Spike Rush or do you want to play like Replication? And then she's like, you choose. I'm like, no, you choose. And then
Oh
she's
yeah. Oh,
Confirm.
playing
Yeah.
with them both, playing with Moon and Sam as like a 3-stack, because we do that sometimes, is the most painful thing I've ever been through in my entire life.
I'm sorry. Oh my
No,
god.
you need to think about it. So we go in, and then I'm like, because whenever we go in, I'm like, hey Sam, Moon, do you want to play unrated, Spike Rush, or Replication, or what, like Escalation, whatever's on that week, right?
mhm.
And then Sam's like, I don't mind. I kind of want to play unrated, but I also kind of want to play Spike Rush. And then Moon's are like, I don't care, play whatever. And then I'm like, I don't want to decide because I just want to do whatever you guys want. Because I'm happy with anything, but they both don't know.
So are we getting the Hex and Moon break apart now? Right? Are we getting that? Is
What,
it,
live?
No,
like
it's
have
fine,
you
it's good.
offended Moon by saying
I
that?
hope not.
I'm so offended. I
Yeah.
feel more sorry for Sam. You're disrespecting her, and she isn't even here.
Well, no, everyone knows I
Fucking
love
mind.
Sam.
She's gonna watch this back and be like, "What the hell?"
I'm sorry, Sam.
Wait, people watch this podcast?
Yeah. Imagine. I mean, the first one got hundreds of views, didn't it? Something like
Sam watches it for me. Just saying.
And me.
that. Yeah. Keep on stalling, by the way, guys.
Really?
Keep on stalling. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I feel like
stalling.
there's something else more important we need to move on to here. I mean,
Oh,
No.
th-
No, there isn't.
there's 2
No.
very important. Oh, Hex, do you have something to say?
Speaking of Sam, I just wanted
Oh,
to
thank
mention
God.
that Sam is a new tryout for Summit Peak as initiator.
Hmm.
Cool. Thanks. Moving on.
So, yeah.
Um,
No! Don't move on.
so we have 2 very important parts of the next segment, right? First off, Toasty, what do we do at the start of a new segment?
What's the question?
That. And
I
also,
feel
so
like
we're moving on. We're moving
No,
on to the the talent predictions now, and
Let's let it go.
there's one person here who came down quite hard this week in the talent predictions, and who is that, Toasty? You.
Wait, is it me? Really? Oh yeah, it is. Oh god.
Yes.
I mean,
Toasty did not.
I
do
lost.
So well
I
this
lost
week.
3 points. So currently I'm on -4. No,
Nice,
I'm on
um,
-2. So I went from like +1 to -2, basically.
Oh, dude, I'm the highest. I think. Oh no, I'm
You
going
and
highest.
Joe were
Am
the
I even
highest.
on it?
Nice.
You're not on it,
nice.
Moon, because you're not talent. I mean, you're podcast talent, so we can call you talent, I guess. Okay, I'm doing a strawberry one now.
That could be
Actually, no, it's
nice.
watermelon.
Well, Toasty, you're gonna
Ooh.
you're gonna gain immunity to it by the end of the podcast.
Probably, and then I'll do sriracha next week, so it'll be all gone. All right.
MC definitely lost a filter or 2 along with that toxic waste.
Watermelon is much harder.
But yeah, so we did see that Toasty managed to lose 3 points this week. How did you do this week, Magic?
I actually didn't do too horribly.
Mm-hmm.
2
Do you
out
want
of
to talk
3.
us through it?
I predicted Summit. I was not expecting Golden Academy to come back in full force, and I did predict Quantum Quasars because I was one of the believers.
Yeah.
Oh, so was I. I was also a believer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say me too, but no
I
proof.
mean, Moon's become an almost regular part of this podcast. We need to get Moon on here, Toasty. Add
Yeah.
Moon
What? Yeah. Well,
for next week.
we'll do that then. But Moon, go use the sign-up sheet and actually put your name on it then.
I didn't even know there was a sign-up sheet.
It's in the master
On
sheet.
the
and-
You literally
the
don't
talent
tell
sign-up
me
sheet.
anything.
The talent sign-up sheet. It's in the broadcast department.
Moon, everything is in those places where you can find them easily.
Okay, but I'm not told. That's the issue.
Let
So-
me
Remind me
I-
not to
Just
bite
make
into
sure
these
to listen
things,
to
by the
the
way.
podcast, please.
I just bit into it.
Obviously, yeah.
It makes it so much
Okay,
worse.
nice one.
We're gonna have to like supervise him.
What?
Ew.
And it's gone. Swallowed it. Cool. Alright.
That's gonna be so bad for your stomach.
It will be.
So I predicted Quantum Quasar, managed to get that one right, as we saw. I was not going to be following Toasty in that one. So we do currently have Joe, who's one of our wonderful producers, and HEKS up at the top with 2 points currently.
Fair
So this is done in when you win a prediction, when you get a prediction right, you gain a point.
Yeah.
When you get it wrong, you lose a point.
Oh
Can we
wait,
make,
I
like,
should
a-
bring up the thing for this, shouldn't I?
Can
Yeah.
we make a like a scoreboard for it?
A what?
It's on the right-hand
It's on
side.
the right hand side, yeah.
No, but I mean like a scoreboard in order.
You just want to see yourself at the top, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, listen. Ask Echo to do some Excel magic. I don't know.
It's really not tricky, man.
I
Yeah,
would be
well,
on 1
I don't
point,
know it.
actually.
I tell you what, I will make an updated ordered list. Okay.
I want to
With
say
me.
as well that although I did predict Quantum versus Vivictus correctly, my reason behind my prediction was completely off.
Is this the
What
right
was your
one?
reasoning? Remind us.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
I-
Wait. wait a second. Wait. 1 minute.
Hello?
Why
It's
can we see
way-
ourselves in the background of that?
Yeah.
Because.
Toasty,
yeah,
what have you done?
This is fantastic.
I've done
fascinating.
I've done something. It's not better. There we go. Okay, we're good now.
Look at him, graphics.
Hold up.
I'm so confused as to what you've done here.
No.
Yeah, same.
I don't know what's happening.
Why
we
is
go.
Wayne Rooney there? Okay, there we go.
Do you not remember
so-
last week?
No,
Last
I know,
week,
but why is
yes,
he
yeah.
still there?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, so my reasoning behind selecting Quantum was I said that Vivictus wouldn't be able to adapt to Quantum's playstyle quick enough.
Mm.
But in actual fact, Vivictus just played iffy, really.
Use one word for it.
Yeah.
It's
Another
probably
word would be I don't want to say
Fair enough. Okay, so if that's everyone kind of gone through what they've already predicted for last week, it looks like we have a couple of people got their predictions coming up for this week already. But for now, we will just go ahead and look at this week's upcoming games. So we obviously, as we usually have, we have 3 games coming up this week. We've talked a little bit about what we're expecting from HEKS's team and from Moon's team as well. But so the 3 games we have: Summit versus Quantum Quasars. Wait, not
Also-
Summit. That's wait, is that Summit?
That's
yeah,
Summit.
that's
that
Summit.
is-
Yeah.
that is something,
Yeah. So Summit versus Quantum Quasars. You said you're not worried about this at all, and it doesn't look like Toasty or Magic are either.
Huh? What? Oh, yeah, I predicted Summit. Like, I think, even though Quantum Quasars are, like, bloody brilliant, I think that Summit just win this. They've been
I mean, I
kind of
was-
dominating.
I was gonna say, I think another reason that Quantum Quasars dominated so hard, obviously it was very impressive, but another reason was Vivix just was completely off. Like,
Yeah.
and obviously they played well and they played
Yeah.
correctly, but if it was a much better team, like Summit, not to brag, but if it was a much better team, I feel like they wouldn't have had as much freedom as they did to do the things they did. Like the play with Yusuf, if it was a better team, they would have been able to catch on to what he was doing much quicker.
Yeah, especially against someone like T, right? Taking those aggressive angles, taking the map control was brilliant, but it was very aggressive play. And like you said, a team that has a little bit more game sense of what's going on across the map might be able to counter it. So that is definitely one of the reasons where you could go for Summit. One of the other games we have coming up, and this is debated between the 2 players or the 2 talent we already have who have predicted, Vivictus and Golden Academy. And actually, we've got Magic and HEKS agreeing yet again here up against Toasty.
No,
Well,
Golden Academy is just gonna like. I do not have faith in Vivictus right now. They just look. They didn't. I mean, if they play the same way, like we said, they played iffy, and Hank Schrader's fantastic and everything. But the fact that Lands and like everyone in Golden Academy is seeming to be powering up now, and seems like they're doing better with their strategies and they understand their strengths much better now. I don't know if Vivictus can play around that well because, like we saw, like Moon said, If Lands is always one step ahead, it doesn't matter how well Hank Schrader can click on heads.
Okay,
Yeah.
you make a fair point, except for the fact that this is a point that EKO brought up during the game, and that I'm going to bring up here. So Victus, I think they lost, like, from the get-go in terms of, like, the start of each map. I think their compositional choices were garbage, to say the least, and I think their map choices were garbage, to say the least. According to sources, I'm going to pull a Halo here. According to sources, Victus have never scrimmed Ascent and then picked it. And they also play compositions that they have not practiced before. Therefore, I think if someone just gets their backsides into gear for this next week, they are going to utilize Hank Schrader. They're going to utilize
Honor.
yeah. And they're just gonna destroy. They're gonna destroy Golden Academy. They're gonna get underestimated. Golden Academy are gonna scrim, prepping for week 4, while Victus are 5 steps ahead, playing 5D chess, and are gonna win.
I'm
Okay,
saying that
so
Toasty's been lurking in the backstreets, finding out this info that I didn't even know.
okay, so
Isn't
this
DJ
was
the
in the chat.
manager of thing?
Mhm.
So that also
Yes.
might come into play.
But also, Toasty, you're misquoting me there. I said specifically that yes, their map choices were garbage and their hero comps or agent comps were iffy, to say the least. I specifically said in the chat they did not lose before. They did not lose from their maps or from their heroes. They played from lack of communication. They are not going to be able to bring back their communication in 1 week.
I mean,
No.
Golden Academy did it.
I mean,
That
it's
is
just
true.
every day maybe, but
Didn't Golden Academy get new players though?
So did Victus.
also
Now
got-
they're gonna gel.
Yeah, but Golden Academy scrimmed every single day, or like I think 5 out of 7 days.
Well, I mean, you can already consider this
Yeah.
my hot take for the week, right? This is my lost in the hot sauce take for the week. So, you know, Victus winning against Golden Academy. That's my
Are
hot
you
I
take.
like-
mean,
hold
your
yourself to
hot take
that.
is always just simping for Victus.
No, because my hot take for week 1 was Phoenix Ignite, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And then my hot take for week 2 was Victus, which went wrong.
Oh yeah.
And now my hot take is after getting 13-0 and 13-5 to Victus again, because they're the biggest meme in Astro League right now. So
And then finally we have Sailor Moon against Phoenix Ignite. HEKS, I think we've got to reveal what you voted for here. Did you vote against your girlfriend's team?
I did not.
Good. There we
I
go.
did.
So we have Phoenix Ignite versus
And
Sailor
I have
Moon.
a fair reason behind it.
Okay, go
Let's
ahead
not
for
say
it.
Sailor Moon.
So I think everyone is basing their
SNM.
predictions- Oh,
Hold
Everyone-
on a minute.
Can't even spell it right.
He's
everyone is
dyslexic.
basing
Come on.
everyone's basing their predictions of Phoenix Ignite off of how they played against Summer Peak, right? And how they played against Summer Peak is not how they should have been playing because they had an immortal IGL. And I think with their original roster, it would have been much less close between Summer Peak and Phoenix Ignite. And I think that Sailor Moon, although they kind of like flop against Golden Academy, they can find a way of bringing things back in the next week.
I think that's a valid reasoning. Do either of you want to explain Phoenix Ignite, or is it just Phoenix Ignite?
Here's my thing.
yeah, Magic can go. I mean, cookies.
You enjoy your cookies, Toasty. I'll be the one to step for Phoenix Ignite for you this time.
Mhm.
Out of the two, I think that Phoenix Ignite is going to be more consistent. And I think that after this week they're going to be like, all right, we did actually like get our butts into gear and make sure that we're here on time for the games, that we're like trying to actually play together during the week. And because of that, and because of the powerhouses that we saw on Phoenix Ignite that didn't show up last week, and with them gelling together and like being on a team together, that's going to be more important than just having an immortal IGL.
So which powerhouses are you referring to?
Bastion and what's his face? Semesco.
Yeah, those two. Yeah.
Okay, Semesco, yes, but Bastion kind of left. So.
Really?
Oh, he did?
No way. Oh no, I should not have predicted Phoenix Ignite. Can I change my
You can't
pred?
change it. No, you can't change it now.
No,
You've
too
already
late.
put it down.
No, not allowed, not allowed.
I haven't.
No,
I
chess
haven't
rules, chess rules.
officially predicted
Chess
it.
rules. As soon as you let go, that's it.
Yeah, it's
Chess
down there.
rules.
Wow. Why don't you let go of this ratio,
Okay.
Echo?
But now, for now, so there's two of us that haven't done our predictions yet. So Moon, I'm afraid you've got to go through your predictions live on stream, no matter how indecisive you are
What, all of
right
them?
now. All three of them.
Okay, I'm gonna say for Summit versus Quantum, I'm gonna go with Summit. I'm so excited to see Zucchini play,
Hmm.
and I think he's gonna come up with some really good plays, especially against Quantum, especially after what we saw in the last games. I think it's gonna be a really good one, and I think everyone's gonna want to watch
Wait,
that.
who was that you were predicting? Quantum.
Yeah.
Cook. There we
No.
go.
No,
Summit.
Summit.
Oh, Summit.
Summit.
Are you
Summit.
that?
There you go.
Yeah, I think Zucchini's gonna be able to keep T in check, and that's what a team needs.
Yeah, definitely.
And so for the second match,
Who is it again?
Golden Academy against Vevictus.
Yep. I mean,
You're thinking way too hard about this.
I don't know. Toasty's kind of
join the Vevictus hype train. Do it.
I might gamble.
Let's
Ooh.
go.
That's a
I'm
big fucking
converting.
gamble.
I'm converting people. Let's go.
The unholy gamble.
The only thing stopping me is that you're basing it all on if like they get their shit together, basically.
Right.
Well, how
And if
about
they
I
get their
join their team and make
communication-
them do it? Would you be convinced then?
Your broadcast talent. No.
Definitely gonna go with Golden then.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I thought I converted someone, but I guess not.
No,
I mean,
I
yeah,
thought about it more
think-
logically.
I think like Echo said earlier, like communication isn't something you can just get together. Like
Mhm.
that's not something that happens. You need to put work and time into it. And
mean,
I mean,
like-
sometimes you have it, and some teams just naturally have great coordination,
Yeah.
great synergy.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm lucky with a team that just happens to have really good synergy, because we literally didn't scrim at all last week, and then ended up winning our game. But then other teams just don't stick. I mean, they still have 3 IGLs on the team.
Mhm.
And
I mean, I think it's not just that though. I think no matter how many IGLs they have, if they don't know some fundamentals of Valorant, how to default, we saw no defaults. I mean, we didn't see many attacks rounds from them because of the 13-0, but we didn't see many defaults. The rotations were slow. There was more than just communication. It's an underlying lack of fundamentals. But I'm gonna stop roasting them until I do my analysis later this week.
Okay, for final
Final
game, I'm gonna be a horrible manager if I go against my team, so I'm gonna have to vote for Silvermoon.
Bruh.
we pull something out.
Nepotism. Is that nepotism? I don't know.
I don't think that's
well,
nepotism.
what is
That's
nepotism?
not
I think it's just
nepotism.
bias.
Well, ratio.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
obviously I'm
okay.
biased.
But also,
Right.
like HEKS wouldn't understand nepotism as a middle class person.
I don't know what that is.
Point proven.
You live it. Okay, so my prediction.
What the? What? Why is
Why
Wayne
is
Rooney?
Rooney back?
Why is Wayne Rooney
Go
just
Wayne
come
Rooney.
up? What? How has that happened? I don't
The
understand.
Astro
how-
Word podcast sponsored by Wayne
Also,
Rudy.
I just wanted to add, say Summit Peak versus Quantum Quasars may be tomorrow or yesterday for if you're watching right now.
Is that
So,
better? Okay, that's better.
That's
Jesus.
that's a thing that could be looking towards.
Okay, so I'm gonna fill in for my predictions
Yeah,
here
see
as
what
well.
Echo goes.
So I'm
Curious.
gonna go for this.
Wow. Chief, I don't know about that one. That's a gamble.
Agreeing.
It is a gamble.
Agreeing with absolutely no one here. You're the one doing the hot take for once. Can we have you
Yes.
eating some sriracha
No,
on broadcast
okay,
next
well,
week?
look
Yeah,
at last
I will
week's.
happily eat sriracha. Like,
No,
I
but
will
look at last
happily-
week. So everyone voted for Sailor Moon apart from one person. No, 2 people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and look how that turned out. So
Oh, that's
honestly,
fair.
I think you might have a shot.
Like, I voted for Quasars last week. That was the first time I won a prediction. I really like Yusuf. I really like T, and I think the supportive play on that team is something that can really work well together.
Yeah,
Their
but-
coordination. So Tosi, I was rewatching one of the maps, Haven, with you, right?
Mhm.
Just before this game started, just before we started the podcast, and their coordination on just little things like peaks was so good. Their fundamentals are down. They need to learn how to default a little bit better, I think. But they were showing that kind of slow default play where they're kind of pulling out information, pulling out utility from the opposing side. I really think they're good. I think it's gonna be a close game. Don't get me wrong. I think it's gonna be a 2-1 if they do win. I think this is definitely like a 51% kind of thing. But I do really like their play. So
Cook it is. Got it.
I mean, yeah. I was gonna say, like, with the consistency thing that Moon mentioned, like with like last week with Sailor Moon, like Sailor Moon are one of the main teams that have like been switching people in and out because of like obviously stuff like inactivity and like things like that. Whereas Summit are the only team that'll stay completely consistent.
I
We're
mean,
the
don't get me
only
wrong,
team that hasn't got like a new player.
I'm not voting against your team because I'm voting against Summit. I love Summit. I think Summit are really good, but I think Quantum Quasars are going to be rolling off of their win there. Like, they got a 13-0. Their egos are going to be up here. They're going to be taking so many ego beats.
That
I
might
think
have a negative effect, though.
it
That
could
might
do.
be
And
their
Yeah.
downfall,
right,
though.
look, and we saw that on Haven. But I think that you need confidence in Valorant. If you don't have confidence, you cannot play this game. You have to be taking these aggressive peaks, especially
Yeah.
when you have your team has a lot of really good players. If you're playing passive against them, your team, I know Summit will just roll over them. If you play passive against them, Summit will roll. I think Quasars won't play passive, which I think is the way to really go against a team like Summit, who are, I genuinely view Summit right now the best team in the league. I'm not gonna. I
I don't think there's any
people will argue against that.
arguments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Quasars will beat them in this individual way, just because they were playing much more aggressive,
Okay.
which I think is the way that they
That's
need to
fair,
counter
that's fair.
Summit. But I genuinely think Summit's the best team, straight up.
All right. What's your second pick then? Vav versus Gak.
Do I need to say it? I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
voting with you, Toasty.
Why?
Like, that's just not happening. Because they got 13-0'd!
Yeah.
And
Unless they blow up, their roster, like 100... I mean, 100 Thieves are still doing terribly, so that doesn't even matter.
I get
Like,
13-0'd in my games, and I still top frag on Killjoy. You know?
Okay, but top frag means nothing if you don't win the game.
I mean, yeah, but
like, you got 13-0.
know.
That's just... They're getting 13.
But like, no, I mean, like in another game, I 13-0 the other team. You know, like it's not relevant.
Yeah, and that's because you're in bronze, where everything is inconsistent.
Everything here is inconsistent. It's Astro
It
League.
is.
Welcome.
It is. But... No.
I'm
not
trying
gonna
to
say,
convince you. Come to my side.
No.
Someone.
The only person that's going to vote on your side is Dabbed, because Dabbed doesn't watch this league.
Dabbed literally just goes with my predictions every time.
Like, Dabbed just is like
Oh.
has not been involved and is just going to vote for random things. If they vote for Vav, they vote for Vav, and they'll still get another one wrong, and they'll still somehow be beating me this week.
Okay. Well, please tell me your final prediction is going to be a based one.
So, see, I'm torn because I think
Yeah.
Fitness Ignite
Yeah.
are probably, I think, second best team in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Sailor Moon, hopefully, they've got their stuff together, right? Like, that's what they needed. We saw them do really well in that first week.
You disappoint me. You disappoint me.
I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet.
Oh, okay, good.
I think
You're free to stall as long as you like, by the way.
I'm sorry, Moon.
Let's go!
Based.
Echo
Absolutely based,
actually based. It's just the
Because I do-
E-daters that went with Sailor Moon. Let's go.
I mean, I do think they're the second. Like, I do think Phoenix are the second best team in the league right now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Who
think that's
doesn't?
up for too much argument. I think there's potentially some argument for.
I'm so
maybe
confused
others,
though. So
but-
you're saying that Phoenix Ignite is the second best, Summit is the best, and how are Quantum Quasars going to beat Summit when they're third?
because of the playstyle of Quantum Quasars specifically, I think
Huh.
it's kind of like a rock paper scissors thing, right?
Right.
Yeah. that makes
Scissors
sense.
isn't better than paper, but it beats paper.
Um,
Right.
I mean, I would be willing to square up to some paper over scissors. You know, I think scissors is better than paper. Like if scissors came up to me in a fight and paper came up to me in a fight, I'd be more likely to run away from scissors than I am to paper.
I'd run away from both. How are these objects sentient
Alright,
beings?
let's just get another toxic waste in his mouth so that we can.
No, that's not.
Yeah, I mean, I
We're
think
going
that is
for
the
the
end of the
apple
talent
on this one?
predictions. So we are going to
Alright.
go and head off into the next segment. Toasty, get your
What flavor are we
toxic
going with?
waste
Though?
ready.
What flavor?
What was the one Hex said?
I said apple.
Apple? Oh god.
There we
So
go.
you know, like the apple version of like drumstick squashies. Yeah, I hate those. So give me a sec to get out.
I also don't.
We
like them,
started
to
a
be fair.
team, and now
There's
we're
only
like...
2 in this packet, so there we go. Apple.
Nice. Okay, so the final major segment of the podcast, we're going to the game of the week. Now, this is definitely one of those things where we were completely wrong last time. I mean, it was an exciting game, right? Maybe not for the right reasons.
Oh man.
Sorry, Victus. But we're going to go through the same 3 games that we just talked about there that we had our predictions for. What are people expecting to be their game of the week? Moon, we're going to start with you. What's going to be the most exciting game, and who wins it? And let's go for the scoreline as well.
I'm really looking forward for the Summit game, and I think that will generally be the game that I'm definitely going to make sure I can watch. Like I said, going back to Zucchini, I think he's such a good player. Like generally, definitely one of the best in the league. And overall, I think it will be close. I generally do. I think if anything, we might go for a 2-1. I think that's what I'll settle with, to be honest.
I'm assuming for Summit, right?
Yeah, just of it. No, I'm not siding with you.
It doesn't feel like many people will, but we've got to have hot takes sometimes.
Toasty, are you okay?
I'm good.
Toasty, do you want to give yours? Or do you want a little break before you talk?
No, because if I talk, I will bite into it, and then the sourness will burst out.
Okay, Magic, let's go ahead with you first then.
I'm gonna go with. God, this is a hard one actually. I feel like all of these are actually really good matchups.
I mean, except Victor's Golden Academy, but sure.
That one could be interesting in the same ways that Quantum Quasars versus Vivictus was interesting.
Right. So you're expecting 13-0s.
I'm gonna have to go with
it's gonna
Summit
be the
versus
make
Quantum.
it or break it for Vay.
Yeah, honestly,
is.
like that's why it's like last week it was like a proving grounds for Quantum. This time it's gonna be a proving grounds for Vivictus.
Definitely. I feel like Quantum's game this week was their proving. Like they kind of proved themselves for them comeback from obviously the past game.
Right.
So we could have a similar thing one day, but
I don't expect it. That's the thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so what is your game? What's your game of the week?
It's gonna be Summit versus Quantum. I think those are the two of the favorite teams to watch. I think those are two of the teams that have the most interesting play styles and the most the most high level gameplay. So I think it's gonna be why.
All right, I'm good now.
2-1. Summit.
Okay, 2-1 Summit. Nice. That makes
2-1,
sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Hex, let's go over to you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say Summit versus Quantum. And I just wanted to find the leaderboards. Because
I've got it up right now. What are you looking for specifically?
Right. Nah, it's all good. I found it now. Yeah. So Summit and Quantum are on the same points level, which I thought that Quantum were above us, but there was a mistake before it actually got published, which we corrected, which is why I thought that. But anyway, and Vivix minus 33 points.
I closed my browser.
Moon is gone! Play the Crab Rave music! Toasty in post-editing, put the Crab Rave music on right now.
No!
Don't forget.
I'm running so slow today.
Anyway, Hex, carry on.
Yeah, anyway, and I just realized that Vivix is a minus 33 points.
Yep.
So they pretty much lost the league. Yeah, so us and Quantum are on equal stepping stones at the moment. And I feel like most people agree that Summit is slightly better. But I feel like Summit have to sustain our reign of victory, and Quantum have to prove that they are still good.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be very, very intense. And I think the Summit also have to prove that they're good against teams that aren't bad. So
yes, I think that's the big thing. I think this is one of the biggest chances to really prove that, because winning over Phoenix Ignite, that's definitely something. That's definitely something to talk about. But you've got to win over another team that has a pretty good record to be able to show it for sure, right?
Yeah.
So what's your scoreline going to be?
I think 2-1 to Summit.
Okay.
All right.
Close. And I think sorry to interrupt, Toasty, but I think that Quantum are gonna pick a map that they know we're bad on, that we are very bad on, and we're gonna lose it, but then we're gonna have a different map that we're good on because
Ooh.
as Summit, we know exactly what maps we want to ban. We know exactly what maps we want to pick, and
You
we
don't
know
ban
what maps
Fracture,
we're
I'm
good
just
on.
gonna laugh at you.
Oh, we're gonna. I mean, there are 2 maps that we want to ban, but we know a map that we're good on, and another map that we're also very good on. So yeah.
My
Mm.
camera's literally just dead. So unfortunately you won't be able to see my amazing face anymore.
Toasty can sort
Okay.
out something there. Toasty, I'll do my match. of the
Do
week
your
once you get
prediction,
that
yeah,
sorted.
yeah.
So my game of the week is going to be the same match that everyone else has said, but for very different reasons. Because I want to see Summit being taken down, like not in a mean way, not just because I don't like Summit. I love Summit. I think they are a really good team, but I want to see them get taken down because they're the only team right now that are 2-0, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to see, like we saw in Formula One for the last 8 years until last year. I don't want to see a team going dominant. I want to see a more even fight, and this I think is the one because, like I said before, Quantum Quasars, I think they have the right play style to be able to counter Summit.
Yeah, and I mean also
So
talking about Formula One, back in the day of Michael Schumacher, who dominated for 12 years,
yeah,
people just stop watching the sport because it just gets so boring. And I do agree. Obviously I want my team to win, but I agree that it gets boring when there's one pretty much pre-decided winner.
yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited to see how this game does go because I think it is going to be one of the closer games. Although I said that last week.
Yeah.
So.
What?
Toasty, go ahead. We've got Sailor Moon with us now.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Sailor Moon is back. All right. Game of the week. What are the matchups? Let me look at the matchups.
We literally just talked about this.
Yeah. Well, shut up.
Has your mind been melted by the sour?
No, not by the sour, just by the fact I had to search up Sailor Moon, and that did not go well.
Oh god.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wait,
there's
what do
a
you
lot a
mean?
lot of over sexualized pictures
Oh yeah,
of
I
Sailor
can
Moon.
imagine. Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
she a schoolgirl?
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
Japan we're talking about. Anyway,
man.
Yeah, but she's
Magic,
probably
so
like,
if I
like
can just
500
focus
years
out.
old.
There we go.
okay. Anyway, back to back to Valorant. I was about to say Overwatch, but back to Valorant. Victus versus Golden Academy. I think if there is
Why?
any turning point in the season for Victus, it is this week, right? If they do not turn no. If they do not turn things around this week,
Right,
it is
right.
over for the rest of the season because they get a lower seed in playoffs. They're basically boomed for the rest of the season. Two more weeks to
I
go,
feel
and
like-
they haven't sorted their stuff out.
I feel like if
This
they
needs
don't
to be
get
their
a
turning
30,
point.
if they don't get a 30-0, they're pretty much doomed for the rest of the season.
Well, no,
Or-
because like
There's some points.
even if they have a low seed, right, they can still do a lower bracket run like Photon Academy, right? But like if you like in terms of the actual season, in terms of turning things around mentally, turning things around for themselves, they need this week because otherwise that's 3 weeks they've gone like completely winless. So they need to win here, and I think that's why it's so important. I don't think it'll be too interesting a game by any means, but in terms of it being crucial, in terms of it being important, I think it is this game.
Yeah.
Because it basically decides their season.
No, it does. And I can completely see that, but I think I just don't think it's going to be interesting enough as a game itself. Like I'm like I said, I'm going to go over and analyze the game and see exactly what Victus did wrong on Haven. But I just don't think there was a lot of fundamental understanding to make that game interesting. But I understand your reasoning. Like for the storylines, this game is one of the most important because
Yeah, I'm a
if you're
caster. I
minus
love storylines.
yeah, like if you're minus 33 points, like it's just not going well for you.
Yeah.
Like at all. But so that is so our game of the week voted for is going to be Summit versus Quantum Quasars. So we will have to focus on that a little bit next week, and we'll mention that when we get to the game as well this week. Whenever that pops up, HEKS said it might be on Tuesday or potentially Wednesday, I think.
No, so I actually just got a DM saying it's going to be changed to Saturday, and I put that in there.
Okay,
There
we
we
got.
go. So it's going to be on Saturday.
Oh yeah, we can talk a little bit about the schedule. Just a quick update on the schedule. So yeah, we got.
Do we have a schedule now?
We got a bit of a schedule. We're missing the Sailor Moon game, but we have Victus versus Golden Academy Wednesday. We don't know the time on that. And Summit versus Quantum Quasars should be Saturday, like HEKS said. So that's kind of like a little bit of an update on the schedule.
Cool. Well, there we go. So we will see those matches later on this week, and that's it for the main segments. We have our last segment of
Do I-
the
wait.
Yeah,
podcast.
does Toasty still have to eat
Do I-
the-
do I-
Yes.
anyway?
Yes.
Really? Why?
Yes. Because
still
we
stuck
haven't
by-
officially had
Also,
Toasty's hot take segment.
okay,
haven't.
well,
This is it.
So
You have
fine.
to
Okay.
officially announce your hot take.
So my hot take for this week is that
Say,
they
no, say it as you're putting the sour into your mouth.
what flavor?
You're so commanding, Echo.
Uh
What flavor? Lemon?
huh.
Lemon? That could be bad.
Yes.
Yeah, good for lemon.
Lemon is going to be very bad.
Oh god. Okay.
So for those of you that this is your first week watching, this is Toasty's Lost in the Hot Sauce or Sour
Okay.
Sweet, I guess, segment. So Toasty, what is your hot take or your sour take going this week?
My hot take for this week is very big. This I'm gonna win the game against Golden Academy and turn this season around.
What's the map score?
2-1.
See, it's so much
Lemon
funnier if
is
you say it
awful.
wasn't.
Lemon is awful. Lemon sucks.
For your sake, I really do hope you're right.
But you're not gonna be.
This is torturous to watch.
This is painful to watch.
Wow.
Actually, I forget Americans don't enjoy cringe humor, do you? Like where other people like laughing at other people's pain. You don't enjoy that.
Spoil the
It's
whole
Even if
thing.
you are from
kind of wearing
Scranton.
off. It's kind of wearing off, but.
But okay, so that is it for our official segments. But
Right.
I do want to announce that the rest of so all five of us actually are going to be doing a little something that Toasty named Pod Stack,
Oh my god.
which now I just said out loud, I hate it even more.
It's great
But
though.
essentially-
It's better than
essentially,
5 peas in a pod.
It's which you also came up with.
Yeah, but you know.
So the five of us are going to be five stacking some Valorant. I think almost immediately after this, I want to go grab a drink. But after that, then we'll be jumping into some Valorant games. I'm going to be recording them and I'll upload them to my YouTube channel. Or we can upload them to the Astro YouTube channel if we want to do that instead.
Yeah.
So you can laugh at my awful gameplay. And I mean, we got Magic over in the US on a high ping.
Yeah.
We got
so
me
I
with my toxic waste aftermath.
Oh my god, I unplugged my camera. Oh my god.
Oh my.
I have my PC. Oh.
Valorant players.
Oh, wait. I got
But,
it.
okay.
I got it.
Do people want to do we want to go through as a group what we think we're going to be playing when we come out into the like what roles are we going to be on?
I thought I was gonna play. Okay, Hex, go on.
I'm going to play controller because the
I
only
did
roles
it.
I can play are controller and jet, but I've only ever played jet in iron and bronze lobbies with Moon, so...
All
Your
right.
jet's really good.
Aw.
Aw.
to
So
be
cute.
fair, to be
Wait,
fair
Aw.
can you
to
put my
me,
camera back on for that?
to be
so-
fair to me, the
how
other day,
serious I am.
I got put into a high silver lobby, into a high silver unranked lobby, and I actually went 25 to 13 or something as jet.
Okay, can we just turn
Okay.
Hex's cam off so he stops gloating? Let
Put mine on instead.
me just.
Have double of me.
Toasty's
there you
working
go.
on it.
Oh wait, I can take this image off now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
saw
I
that.
need to set up your new cam though. Is there any
Aw.
point?
I mean, we're basically
Wow.
going to close off the podcast here.
You
Magic,
don't want me to
Magic, what are you going to be
survive?
playing on your 150 ping?
I'm gonna be playing Sentinels. I'm probably gonna be playing KJ or maybe Chamber if I'm feeling saucy. But
Ooh.
Wait, now it's moved. I'm so prepared.
Oh my god.
I am not expecting to hit anything.
And Moon, what are we going to have you on?
I guess it's gonna be a fight for Sage.
And
Wait, who
you
else
said
is
you can
playing
play
Sage?
Sky as well.
I'm
as
gonna
well,
play
right?
Sky. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be like either I take Sage or Sky.
Wait, so what am I gonna play? Because I normally play Sage and Killjoy.
Entry
just-
or Sage?
Not a real player, so.
Yeah.
I mean, Toasty, if you want to, I can play an entry.
No, I want to play an entry though, because that'll be fun.
Okay, but so do you know what one of the most important things? If a player is playing really badly with bad aim, the thing they should do is they should go in first and get traded because they go in
Yeah,
for information.
yeah.
They die, the other people can come.
All
and
right,
get
I'm
them.
entering.
Yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm
Sky
entering.
Roll for Toasty.
I'm
But
entering.
as-
Yep.
as all like low, no, like high bronze players, I feel like we can't do like good trade because our aim's just too bad.
Just
Well,
run
they
in.
can, that's exactly,
Five
but
v
everyone else is
4.
also bad. So if we leave Toasty in front of them for 5 seconds, he might die, but we should be able to kill them as well.
Yeah,
Right.
it's true. It's like a flash, but like instead of a flash, it's
So
quick.
what you're saying is double satchel in every round as Raze.
If you know how to double satchel, then yes.
Barely. Okay, so
Love the content.
can we like draft our like ideal compositions? Let's get us down on like writing. So
Oh my
Okay,
god.
what's our
okay,
exact
go on.
ideal composition? I'm obviously gonna be playing Raze then, I guess. That's
Okay, well, it depends
exciting.
on map because I play different
Yeah.
smokes for every map.
Okay, but let's go. Let's say fracture. Let's say fracture.
Okay.
Because knowing
Oh,
our
but
comp look, we're
Fracture-
gonna get fracture.
I'm happy with fracture.
I'm fine
Alright.
with Fracture.
Fracture it is. All right.
Are we gonna play comp?
No.
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 So I'll play. Is Raze good on fracture?
I mean,
Yeah.
breach is typically the second duelist's role. Is breach typically on fracture?
Okay, so I'll play breach. There we go. Got it.
There we go.
Okay.
Magic.
I would probably play chamber on fracture.
Correct answer.
Echo.
I'll be on jet.
HEKS.
I'm gonna be playing
Brimmy with
Viper.
Destiny.
either Viper or Brim, depending on how I feel.
I see. And then Moon.
I know nothing about Valorant.
You're a manager of a
It's your
team.
second week on the podcast, and your third week as a manager.
Well, I don't know anything about comms. I didn't find out what my roles my team played until like.
Okay, what do you
this week.
play, Moon?
I thought
I'm
you
a
think
said
Sage-
dirty
Sky.
Sage main.
We like Sage and Sky are both good. Like
I like
Honestly.
Sky. I'll probably play Sky.
Sky then. Okay, we play Sky,
Okay.
Breach, Jet, Chamber, Brim / Viper.
there we go.
All right. Well, you heard it here first.
So, is there anything else anyone wants to say before we close off the?
I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask: are we gonna put like the like as in like the, or are we gonna put it in like the?
They're not supposed to know about the HEKS.
Oh, you just spoiled it.
You know what? I'll blur out this entire segment with just bleeps. All right. So they think we're cussing each other out and swearing madly, and then
Oh, can I cuss HEKS out anyway?
yeah, do it.
No,
Yeah,
no.
That'll be based. That will be based.
I mean, to be fair, you're gonna have to put a lot of bleeps in the Valorant
Shoo,
gameplay.
HEKS
because,
looking kind of sussy.
I mean, like if I upload to my channel, we
Yeah,
don't have to put
please
bleeps
bleep
in
that
it,
out.
so it's fine.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have to put so many bleeps because I get very angry at Valorant.
Also, can I just say, in my defense, it's not just Valorant like team comps that I'm bad at. Just ask Aiden how he used
Oh,
to
yeah.
play on fucking
So
Overwatch.
Moon played on an Overwatch team for like around 6 months, maybe a little bit more.
Mhm.
And every single scrim, so we had like 2 scrims a week. Every scrim, she would be like to me, what support do I play in Brawl? Every scrim, without fail.
Is it Lucio?
Let's go.
Wow.
You.
I was torn between Lucio and Brig.
Eh?
Jake?
What are we now? The 2019 Vancouver Titans in playoffs?
Or Houston Outlaws in 2020 because they were trying to copy Vancouver Titans and just sucked at it.
Yeah, that too.
Anyway, we are
Sorry.
not an Overwatch podcast.
Absolutely not.
Can we become an Overwatch podcast? Can I
Yeah,
just whip out the
no.
old
Can
overlays?
we like merge? Can we like
Please,
merge?
no.
it?
No,
No, I
we
feel like
don't.
I
no.
feel like we should have one podcast where we throw it back to Incognito League.
Listen,
A throwback.
we're not throwing anything back here, HEKS. Not on this podcast.
From how awful Galaxia, like my team Sailor Galaxia played in Incognito League, no, we are not.
Weren't you
throwing
like
it
the
back to
bottom
that.
two alongside Photon Youngsters?
No, we will literally we will blow Fun and Youngsters.
No, you weren't. No way.
Yeah, they were.
We
they were.
we didn't win a game.
They were
Oh,
so
oh, was
bad.
that why everyone had the Sailor Galaxy meme where they just threw the emote in the general channel like every week or something?
Probably.
Okay, well, nice, good to know.
We were
Gotcha.
awful.
Wait, sorry. Is the Valorant gameplay going to be in this video?
No.
No. We'll upload it as like a separate video. What we'll do is we'll have it fully uploaded on Echo's channel, and then I will do my editing magic and make it into like highlights and put that on the Astro channel.
Right.
I gotta be
right.
like extra funny.
Do we? I mean,
it
it's
should
just
be anyway.
yeah, like it's
No,
you know.
it will be either way. I'll make sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will always be funny. But anyway, we are going to wrap up the podcast here so we can get ahead and play some Valorant. I'm scared.
I'm so
Uh,
excited.
So, any closing remarks from anyone other than HEKS? HEKS, please just come on.
HEKS, you looking like a kind of sussy backer.
Okay, and on that point, we are going to close the podcast. Thanks for watching, and we will see you join this week.
Bye bye.
Bye.